Hi, my next session is on right now. So I go in for chemo again tomorrow. So it's been about probably as long between videos as I can possibly do. But this time I really didn't have a whole lot to report. Some of the high notes, you can see my hair is getting thinner, especially right in on this side, right in here. That is not the haircut. That is definitely losing hair. But from what I understand, I have one more treatment of four chemo medications tomorrow, and only one of them is the one that causes hair loss. And I'm pretty sure that 2 weeks from now, when I go back in for my next chemo, it's only two medications, and I lose the one that possibly makes my hair come out. So I guess what I'm saying is, if I can make it through next week, looks like I'm in the clear. I didn't have to shave my head or anything. We'll see how long it takes for it to come back. Other than that, um, something I found out, it definitely that cold sensitivity is lasting longer. I think after my first four chemos that I did, my first real day, which was originally a Tuesday, the cold sensitivity lasted. If I did it on Tuesday, maybe it lasted till Friday, and then Saturday I was able to drink. Still kind of hurt my lips a little bit, but kind of forced my way through because I can't stand not drinking cold drinks. And then the next chemo, which was 2 weeks later and one day, I do it on Wednesdays now. Yep, still got my cough. I'll get into that at the end. Um, so the next time was Wednesday, and I think from that Wednesday, the cold sensitivity might have lasted through the weekend, maybe till Monday. Now, this last time, 2 weeks later, I got chemo not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before, and the cold sensitivity lasted more than a week and a half. It really, my lips still kind of gets it a little bit every now and then, but at least I can get it down my throat. It was really about 10. Sorry about that. It was really about 10 days for it to go away. So I don't know if this next round of chemo will be the last time I do the one that also causes the cold sensitivity. I guess if I had my prioritization of things, since I go from four chemo treatments or four different medications down to two, if I could lose the cold sensitivity, hair loss first, and then cold sensitivity. Um, I do know that that little bag that I think I showed you that I had to carry around, that goes directly into the little pump thing here, or the nozzle, they still have me scheduled on Fridays after next week. So I'm going to assume that means those that's when I normally get it off. So unfortunately, I won't be losing the one that I have to wear externally for 46 hours. So that kind of sucks. But hey, I'll take hair loss removal, get rid of that one first. Well, not removal, but you know what I mean. Get rid of that one, then cold sensitivity. I can carry something around for a day and a half. It's not that big a deal. Plus, I guess it shows that I actually do have cancer. If it weren't for the hair loss, like right now, I feel fine. You wouldn't know I had anything wrong. Although, I think I've been a little more lethargic this last section of, week and a half, almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, really haven't encountered a whole lot of anything else. Nausea seemed to be about the same. Diarrhea was worse, but I think they mentioned something about some anti-diarrhea thing that they could give me. Unfortunately, I didn't understand the nurse too well this last time, and I think she mentioned something about it, and I guess my answer made her not give it to me. So I'm gonna find out tomorrow for sure, because it was. If I'm losing weight, it's because of that, not because I'm eating less. So cough. So this cough comes and goes. Really irritating. A couple years ago, I don't know if I mentioned this the first time I mentioned about the cough, But a couple of years ago, I actually went in and thought, let's try and figure out what this is. Got a CT scan. Came back fine. Got in this big glass box and did some breathing, and that was fine. And it just went away, like it does sometimes. And now it's back in full force. I don't know if the chemo's made it worse. It's definitely worse today than it was yesterday. I got my water here to try and keep it at bay. But it's really irritating. But I'll tell you what. One thing about cancer, any medical plan you're on, you're going to go burn through that max out-of-pocket expense real quick. I think after 3 visits, actually I think after the PET scan I already met my max out deductible, which I think is $8,000. So everything's free now. I mean, I go in and get medication, free. So I said, bring it on. Let's do some more tests and let's figure out what this cough is. So I met with a doctor yesterday, and I'm going to have to do some nasal clearing thing where you shoot water up and clean out your sinuses, as well as do Flonase and some pill, and then breathe through some other thing. And then yesterday, when I got my blood test done, they ordered a whole bunch of more blood tests for allergies. So it's all free. I don't need to worry about that. But I think one thing that I thought was really odd. So I go into the hospital 3 times a week, every other week. And I've been doing this for a month. Actually, let me rephrase that. This will be my 4th chemo tomorrow, every 2 weeks, plus the PET scans, the CT scans, and the colonoscopy and all that stuff. So when they did the colonoscopy, they made me get a COVID test, one of those drive-through ones. Came back negative. But ever since, I haven't had to have one. And now I've gotten my 2nd shot already, my vaccination. And when I was talking to the doctor, it's all video calls with the doctor, and he said he was going to put me in that glass box again to do some breathing stuff, because he said it was 2 years ago and something might have changed. He said I'll need to get a COVID test. I'm like, why? I mean, I get the whole reason to have one, but if I'm going into the same hospital 3 times a week, every other week, and I don't have to have a COVID test, I've already gotten 2 vaccination shots, can't get any more than that, why do I have to go through a drive-through for vaccination that's going to allow me to do another test if I don't have to get a vaccination or the COVID test like every time I go between my 3 times? It doesn't make any sense. And I asked him, I said, why? Because I really don't like going through and doing the test. I'd much rather get the shot or, suffer through it. But he said since I'm going to be in this glass container where there could be fluid of mine breathing out of my lungs, that they don't take any chances. I don't know if that makes much sense, but you'd think going in 3 times a week, they'd be more likely to get COVID from me if I had it than wearing a mask the entire time I'm at the office. They throw me in a box that I then breathe in, wipe it down after. Oh well. I guess if that's the worst thing that happens to me, cancer's not so bad. Well, you know what I mean. So I guess that's it for this week. I go in tomorrow, the last of the 4 medications, so I'm hoping it goes from 4 hours of medications. Maybe it might go down to as low as like an hour and 20 minutes, but I'll find out. I'm not bringing any food in tomorrow. Just get through it and go home. Yeah. So maybe I'll check in tomorrow if anything different happens. If not, I'll probably wait until the last minute again to do one of these. Or if something out of the ordinary happens. Who knows, maybe if I get my COVID test or do the breathing test, I'll report back on that as well. So take care, everyone, and talk to you next time. Bye.